My name is Megan Hood, and I'm a case manager here at Heart of Florida Youth Ranch in Citra, Florida. I have had the honor of being the case manager for Katelynn and Maryann since February of 2016. I was actually working late night the day that we completed their intake. I noticed very quickly that both girls are extremely helpful and hands-on. They wanted to help me inventory their clothes. They asked a lot of questions and we're very excited to be here, which is not something that we see often. We discovered that Maryann and Katelynn love to be hands-on with our horses. They like to groom them, they like to ride them, and we've even used them to help on our horse days with other residents. These girls are always offering a helping hand, even without being asked. One day, Katelynn became a little bit overheated in the field after helping with the horses, and she actually fainted. It ended up not to be anything serious, but I did have to ride to the hospital with her. And I realized in that moment, in a time where she could really complain and really just be dramatic, she wasn't at all. She was very polite, very kind to everyone helping her, said thank you to the nurses, and it was a huge deal for me to see how she handled a really not so fun experience. Through the last couple months, I've been able to get to know both of these girls separately and together as siblings. They're typical siblings. They do bicker and argue, but they love each other tremendously. They're extremely close. They like to participate in activities together. They enjoyed a very long camp this summer and did extremely well. Maryann is the younger of the two, and she tends to be a little quieter. She takes her sister's lead, and her sister is quite the leader. We are learning how to lead and not boss, and Maryann is learning how to be an independent, and she is learning how to be more independent and not so reliant on older sister. The kind of home that I foresee working best for these sisters is a home with a lot of nurturing, affirmation, a strong father figure, and a home that has clear, distinct boundaries with a lot of follow-up. The girls are very energetic, they love staying busy, and they like to participate in a lot of activities off campus. These girls love going out in town, they love community events, they love participating in churches. And I would also say that these children would be great with younger siblings because they are very helpful, but they would need a little bit of redirecting and some instruction frequently.
Maryann and Katelynn have been doing really good. They're some of our kids that really thoroughly enjoy working with the horses. They've worked with us as well as with our neighbor who's an approved mentor and volunteer, and he has a bunch of Tennessee walkers. They're still in the early learning phases, but they're very good learners. They listen, they respond well, they connect well with the horses, and they're learning to groom the horses. All the groundwork and maintenance that goes along with taking care of them, the responsibility, and along the same principles of trying to establish connections, relationships with the horses, building that bond that a lot of the kids don't necessarily have with people. You know, we're working with them emotionally, behaviorally, physically. It's helping some of the younger kids with their motor skills.